Not surprising that it's hung on, but it's surprising to me that it's kind of that it's gained popularity the way that it has. The artwork on a record is bigger, obviously, than on a CD or a cassette tape, and so that's why I kind of started collecting records instead of cassettes. Me and my old roommate one time went and counted like 50 of them and made a marker for that and went through and measured it that way. So I've never counted them out. I think in the living room we kind of estimated it to be about maybe 12,000.
I say I've got around 4,000 records. Of course, I've been saying that for a while, but I think that's about right because when I can, I try to keep a record of everything that I have so that I don't necessarily buy 12 copies of the same album, although I have multiple copies of the same album. Yeah, wait, what was that question again? I have the first 2 records I ever bought, and I still own them. And I'm not really sure how I've been able to keep them, but I was 10 years old. And the very first record I bought was the new Mickey Mouse Club. This was in 1977. What I've discovered is that in searching for vinyl, a lot of musical genres open up to you. And so what I've done is like listen to things that I was never listening to before.
I've been to Brazil and I did some digging there, and I've been to Argentina and Buenos Aires probably about 3 times. And there I also found records from other countries there. And then just like here in the United States, I found a lot of just random records from around the world. My first record, I remember that was a 45 of Nitty Gritty Dirt Band's Have You Heard of the Lonesome Loser, which is an absolutely horrible record. With records, it's pretty awesome because you can find things that have never been released on CD and is never going to be on like the iTunes Store or Spotify whatsoever. So that's pretty magical.
I was such a junkie that I would get my paycheck, and this is for like 25 years. I'd put my paycheck in the bank and I'd go right to the record store and I'd buy 2 to 3, 4 albums every Friday. Every Friday. I thought I would give it to our son, and my wife said, "You're not going to burden our son with that record collection."
So I had a friend who was a mutual friend of Franklin's who said, you know, I know a guy who's got a massive and beautiful vinyl collection, and he's thinking about selling it, and he's not really sure what to do with it. And I said, I want to meet him.
He came and looked at the collection, and I think he was impressed. I mean, I think he said, "Wow, this is a nice collection."
Wow, I've never seen anything that was really collected in that way, and that was kept that clean and beautiful. The thing that I was amazed about most was that every single one is sleeved in a plastic sleeve. It's not a cheap thing to do.
When I had to move him home, I was concerned for the best care for him. I researched vinyl storage, what's the optimum humidity, what's the optimum temperature range to store records for long periods of time. I think it was like 55% humidity. So I just bought a dehumidifier, put it down there, set it for in the 50s, and it runs pretty much every day at some point.